Welcome again to Let's Talk Forensics with Pastor Dan. We're looking at impressions today, part of an area where I'm going to call impressions and ballistics. So we're going to look at the bullet casings and all those kinds of fun things. So, starting looking at tool marks. Now, what exactly are tool marks? Tool marks are defined as impressions, cut, gauges, gouge, or abrasions caused by tools coming into contact with another object. So when we're looking at a tool mark, if there is a mark left behind that we can see that came from some kind of tool that we can match up, that's how we use tool mark impressions to make a comparison. Now, points investigator is hoping, if there is a tool mark, some things they're hoping for. First of all, that he or she can find the tool. That way we can match it up. So a lot of times criminals aren't smart. They'll use something and then because it's theirs, they'll just keep using it. I remember hearing of a case of a woman who was beaten to death with a tire iron. When they searched the man's house, they couldn't find it. Quite a few years went by. They finally decided to check his work. He was a truck driver. Apparently he had thought he got rid of it, so he threw it on top of the roof of the business. They found it. They found his prints on it. They matched up to the wounds on the victim. They got him. So that tool mark impressions in that way. That there's some kind of impression or distinctive mark. In the case of the tire iron, it's the way the size that connected up with the bruises. That imperfection or distinctive pattern is what they were looking for. And that is left behind at the crime scene, that the two be connected, the crime scene and the evidence itself can be connected in that way. Now, another kind of impression we can do is called shoe impressions. Now, when we're looking at shoe impressions, first of all, we can determine size, so how big it is. Uniqueness of tread, so is it an Adidas? Is it a Nike? Is it an UGG? All of those have distinctive treads and we can match them up. And then weight, how far down impression, the person light, heavy, things along those lines. Now there are two ways that we can get shoe impression. Each of these have a video for these. I'm not going to show those because I don't want a copyright infringement, but I do have a link to it. So if you want to go back and look at it, as well as a picture from the scene. The first type is called casting. Now what we do in a casting, and there's the link to the video that you can look on YouTube. You take and you see the impression, you spray some cardinal hardener so it doesn't flake off, and you put a mold down. And then put plaster in it. The plaster sets, hardens, you pull it off, brush it off. That's how you do a casting. Now, occasionally we'll see a impression in dust or in mud or something like that. So what we do there is something called electrostatic lifting. So again, there's the video. There's a video if you want to go back and copy that. But you take a piece of Mylar film and a connection, and then you take an electric box, basically, that electrifies the field between the two, and then the impression gets connected to the Mylar. We can pull it off, we can photograph it, can get an image in that way. So those are different ways that we can do castings, either in dust or in dirt. All right, now, another thing we can do, and this is onodontometry, is dental impressions. This is a relatively new technique, and there's some controversy because again we're talking about the skin. The skin is elastic, so that's a problem. What we do is we take the computer and make that skin harden up so that way we can image it and connect it up in that way. Now the technique itself, what you do is you cast the wound. If there's someone's got bit, you take and you cast into the wound. You then take a dental impression of who you think it is. And if you can place that inside of there, we find a match. That's it. I believe that's it for today. We're good. Take care. God bless. Bye.